Me. So, welcome to today's session on resilience and AI integration. And talking about resilience, we have the right person to talk about it. Maximus Sia is a resilience coach, corporate trainer, public speaker, and leadership strategist for over 35 years. That's longer than some of you guys are born. He is the founder of Maximus X Academy and the creator of MDX Resilience Program, Asia's leading resilience framework for modern leaders. His mission is to equip leaders with resilience and mental strength, mental immunity to adapt, ensure, and perform in high pressure environments. Maximus, all the best.
Thank you, Cohen, for the introduction. All right, so maybe you can stop sharing. All right, good. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for making time for this New in Asia event. Thank you, L&D professionals, industry experts, fellow speakers for making time, and thank you New in Asia for organizing this event. All right, my name is Maximus Sia. Let me begin by sharing my screen. All right. Yep, so Hilmi and Cohen have already introduced today's event. All right, I will kick off with this thought. Success means nothing if you fail in life. Key is work-life balance. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to you about building mental immunity, the psychology advantage for leaders in an age of uncertainty. For years, I've been fascinated by the working of the mind, how psychology research practice so as that a strong mind can rise above challenges. My work over the years explore resources, tools, discipline that help people build inner strength, the inner work. External factors are beyond our control. Change is constant, and focusing only on the outside is never sustainable. But we can certainly control the inner factors. When we strengthen what's within, we develop inner strength. Because real strength is inner strength. Through practice, we can achieve mental immunity to challenges, and that's the psychology advantage that I want to talk to you today. So when leaders grow from the inside out, they become more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately perform better. That's the work I do, helping leaders lead from the inside out. I'm a resilient coach, corporate trainer, public speaker, and leadership strategist for over 35 years. And I founded Maximus X Academy specifically to talk about resilience. And I have created this program called NDX Resilience Program, Asia leading resilience framework for modern leaders. My mission is to equip leaders with resilience and mental strength, mental immunity. Right? I help leaders lead from the inside out. I would like to share with you something interesting. This just came in this morning on Straits Time. Front page as I was taking my breakfast. 3 in 4 Singapore teachers use AI more than double overseas peers, an OECD survey. The thing I want to highlight here is Prime Minister Desmond Lee said that even as AI and technology transform how people work and learn, students need to develop important soft skills along these changes. These include inventive, adaptive thinking skill, critical thinking skill, cross-cultural literacy, collaboration, empathy, and what I want to emphasize is resilience. Now, these have always been important, said Desmond, but are becoming more crucial. Our students need to deepen this human competency that are not so easily replaceable by AI and other technologies. I would like to ask, all of you here, what do all these companies have in common? Google, SAP, Microsoft, Salesforce, Deloitte, Starbucks, Accenture. Thank you for, they're all rich American, thank you. They have all began to invest in mental strength. SAP, very inventive. It started way back in 2015 on global mindfulness movement within the company. Look at this statistic for the past 11 years that they're monitoring the outcome. From a 6 months, you can see the increase of happiness and well-being over 8%, personal sense of meaning and satisfaction 10%, ability to focus on one thing at a time 12%, and level of mental clarity, creativity up 11%. And I experienced feeling of overwhelm. There is a reduction of 6%, right? Only for 6 months they start to see the result. Other example, Google offers free therapy. Like Microsoft provides mental health reimbursement. Unilever provides global mental well-being framework. Salesforce have very high employee engagement in terms of resilience. Adobe paid mental health days. Deloitte, talk about the mental health workshop. Accenture, mental health airlines on-demand digital support. Starbucks offer free therapy session. Amex on retention gain, and Barclays integrate mental health into a money, mind, body wellness model. Why? Where are all these global brands focusing on mental strength? Looking at this mental well-being statistics, very easy for us, to Google all these statistics. Just to name one, leadership stress is increasing with 71% of leaders reporting higher stress since stepping into the role. Another one, 66% of managers and 71% of C-level executives would leave for a job that better support their well-being. Singapore, Tripartite Advisory on Mental Wellbeing at Work, Ministry of Manpower, recognize mental health as a workplace concern and urge employers to adopt prevention, early detection, support measure, including managerial training, organizational intervention. Right. So why are these happening? One reason the staff are not trained to manage stress, and they're not equipped with tools and techniques to manage stress. Are these data already raising alarm? In Singapore, our Prime Minister, Lawrence Wong, has already mentioned that way back in 2024, mental health is a national priority. Yeah. So these global brands knew the importance of mental well-being and its staff. They knew the important and they know this is important and it's a necessary investment. The outcome of a mentally immune workforce is psychology advantage in the competition. There's much to gain for these global brands. How organizations benefit from a highly mentally immune workforce? These are some of the important factors. Let's just talk about one. First one, stronger psychological health for employees, reduce stress, burnout, mental fatigue. For organization, lower absenteeism, reduce healthcare costs. The psychological advantage in the competition. For the company, market stability, fewer disruption in workforce capability. The last point, higher job satisfaction. For employee, we're talking about greater purpose, loyalty, fulfillment. For organizations, stronger talent retention and lower turnover cost. Psychology advantage, retain top talent while competitor loses theirs to attrition. So mental well-being, resilience, work-life balance, and many more psychological safety issues our workers express need in these modern workplaces. Why not teach them to be mentally strong rather than firefighting and managing all this stress issue? Empower staff with psychological tools and resources to build their own mental capability, build mental immunity, leverage mental immunity as the psychology advantage in an age of uncertainty. So what is mental immunity, you may ask me? Analogy for just like we boost our immunity to protect us from disease, we should also boost our mental immunity, protect our mind from negative elements, fortified from within. It is a mind's ability to resist, recover from, and reframe stress. It allows leaders to maintain clarity, resilience, performance in the face of pressure, change, and crisis. My call to action, to organizations, L&D professionals, industry experts, empower staff to develop inner resources, and being able to be on demand, resilient on demand. Organization must have agency to develop mental immunity for its workforce. Agency here means ownership, intentional action, responsibility, and not leaving it to chance or outsourcing. Actively design policies, practice culture that help employees build resilience, protect against burnout, and strengthen their psychological well-being. My call to the L&D community, let's reimagine leadership development. Leadership today requires more than competence. It demands resilience, mental strength, and new age in leadership. We must start asking different questions. What is the leader's relationship with uncertainty? How do your team, your leaders interpret failure? Are they self-regulated when they are under extreme stress? What techniques and tools do they use? Do you have any framework for them to use? Can they renew energy and focus after setback? How fast can they recover resilience? This is how we future-proof organization, not by predicting crisis, but by developing leaders who can weather any storm. It's time to shift the paradigm of learning. Mental well-being is a psychology need, and psychological need to be addressed by psychological resources. This year, I kick off my PhD in professional coaching and human development. My paper, which I've been working for already the past 9 months, advocating the integration of psychological practices into leadership development to build mental immunity. Where I come from is I view that the current leadership development curriculum can be refreshed, can be reimagined by integrating psychological resources into it. There are two ways. One, embed psychological practices systematically integrating into leadership development, training, and workplace culture. Example, embed into leadership modules, blend in with existing performance framework, KPIs, integrate into coaching and mentoring, link to global company in-house well-being initiative. Second approach, tap into psychological resources. These are very useful domain. Only 3 I can cite to you, but it's already overwhelming. I am an NLP master practitioner. NLP, basically, we talk about rewiring thought pattern, language behavior. Cognitive behavioral therapy, we talk about how to correct thinking. And positive psychology is a science of harnessing strength, optimism, purpose to enhance performance. I give you a screenshot of what are the tools and techniques available under each of these domains, and these are only some. Can you imagine that your team, your managers, your directors are all equipped with only some of these tools and techniques to help them manage stress? How will they perform? How will they manage stress, by themselves? How productive will they be? Let's reimagine leadership. So how I partner organization to develop mental immunity. I would like to share another Straits Times clip, very interesting. The author talked about, I went to Sweden and caught a glimpse of Singapore's future. Let me zoom in for you. Sweden, it is actually about a symposium where Singapore participate in Sweden. Now, Sweden have produced global brands like H&M, IKEA, Volvo, Ericsson, Tetra Pak, Spotify. 39 Swedes have won the Nobel Prize. From the author, their remarks is, those of us from Singapore tended to be more task-oriented, whereas the Swedish counterpart are more philosophical, contemplative. So the purpose of me sharing this article is this, right? European American organizations recognize mental well-being issues earlier than Asian enterprises and already taken urgent steps to manage and overcome. We can learn from their lead, right? Let's adopt a philosophical approach to contemplate and reflect on the place of psychology at work. Building mental immunity requires a mindset shift. We cannot adopt a one-off task-specific approach with KPI, ROI, concrete metrics measurement. It is an evolution of mindset, an evolution of workplace culture. And let's all evolve a resilience culture. Let's conquer new frontier in human development. So Google is another example. Google's innovation culture is an evolution, a notable global recognition that inspired many organizations worldwide to contemplate and reflect on their own workplace culture. So how I partner organizations to develop mental immunity, these are some of the program initiatives. We discuss values alignment. We review current vision, mission, value. We talk about how to embed mental immunity program into leadership development, how to review KPI that's more relevant, how to embed, integrate into coaching and mentoring. And I brainstorm with organization on some mental well-being initiative at the workplace. And at the end of it, how can we implement this change at the workplace? And to kickstart this journey, I work with organization on free consultation, assessment of current issue, training needs analysis, and most organizations engage me for a free 90-minute lunch talk to create awareness and engage the staff. So these modules that you are seeing, 7 of them are what they call developed from the psychological resources I shared with you earlier. Organization can use a modular integration, or they can systematically roll out company-wide. I work with them on phases in the with this approach, right? And some organization engage me on the 2-day immersive program. The purpose is to expose the staff with all these domains that I'm talking about, 3 main one, NLP, positive psychology, and CBT. From there, they are more aware of what's the intention of the company when they finally do a major rollout. Right. So So without further ado, this is some testimony. In conclusion, mental immunity is a psychology advantage for leaders in this age of uncertainty, and psychological practices can make these skills trainable. So thank you. So I look forward to connect with L&D professionals, industry experts, to see how we can explore developing mental immunity at your workplace. All right. So these are my contact QR code on LinkedIn, as well as my company, Maximus X Academy. Thank you. So